with everything that we've proposed in this situation. So I would anticipate that we'll have someone very quickly wanting to step into the role.
Are we going to have one of these for each bus?
So this is really for our special education bus.
Okay, so just
So-
one.
Yes, but being that we have the job description now, if a need arises at some point, then it's easy to move forward with that process. So.
Makes sense. Any other questions? Comments? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move to approve the new classified position and job description, bus monitor.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Renee, roll call, please.
Trustee Babcock?
Yes.
Trustee Mattson?
Yes.
Trustee Schneider?
Yes.
Trustee Paoli?
Yes.
Trustee Makala?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to 11.5, the Blue Zone Project of Mendocino County Resolution of Support.
All right, so as you remember, last time we had the Blue Zones project come and present to us, and what a cool project that is. I think that they really feel that our district is a model district for other districts to strive to be. So they're really excited that we're considering approving this. This is obviously a non-binding resolution. It's just a resolution of support to say we support the work that they're doing and would like to partner with them. So.
Great. Thank you. Any questions?
What's the follow-up to this?
So the follow-up, they'll continue some of the work they've already started. So they'll be able to come in and support our staff at staff meetings and provide them with some wellness activities. They can come in and support our students if we feel that's appropriate in certain situations. Maybe for middle and high school, it might be more appropriate. And they'll also be able to come in and help sponsor some of our family activities and things like that if we want to do some wellness activities as a part of that.
Would
So-
they do like a presentation at Redwood and Dana Gray, like in the multipurpose rooms, something like that?
I believe we can, yeah.
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I think we could ask them to do that. Really, they're pretty well funded, so I think that they can do a lot. So they bring stuff every time and seem to have a lot of resource with their folks. So I've never been told no when I've asked, can you come and do? So.
So what is our obligation? I mean, that we want to have a partnership with them, but just more about time. So they might try to get walking groups set aside, or we don't have any obligation, or there's no financial commitment.
No, this doesn't
I don't have to do 20 push-ups every day before the board meeting.
No, it doesn't commit us to anything other than to say, we believe that healthy lifestyles are a good thing, and we want to encourage that in our employees, our students, and our families if we can. So.
And has nutrition, I mean, this hasn't been at site yet, so
It has
no one
not.
knows it's coming.
No, but Pilar and I have reviewed this, and
Okay,
Pilar feels
perfect.
that it's very much in line with the work of the Wellness Committee. And,
Awesome.
so.
Okay.
Right. And their work is known far and wide, so it does bring in a lot of resources, really, and it's encouraging our kids and community and families to be healthy, so.
Mhm. I want to borrow that
Absolutely.
cookbook.
I do too, I
Yeah.
know.
That
Would
loaded
there
out.
Remember.
be any staff resources that,
I'm sorry?
would there be any staff resources?
Yes, I'm sure that they will come forward. They've already provided some at our staff, November 1st Staff Development Day. They came in and provided some. But I think as we formalize, by adopting this, that they're able to move forward with actually distributing additional things at the sites and having sort of a little resource center in some of the staff rooms there.
Okay,
So.
great.
So were you asking about whether we were going to?
Yeah, I'm more like, is there going to be someone on our end committed to this and it growing in the district?
Yes, so.
Aside from
Pilar-
you?
Yes. Pilar is as the head of the wellness, she has really taken this on as a mantra for her to carry forward, and she's already connected with them as well in our
Great.
initial talks. So.
It's a great program. Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to consider adoption of the Blue Zone Project, Mendocino County Resolution of Support, item 11.5.
Thank you, and a second?
I will second.
Thank you. Renee, roll call, please.
Trustee Schneider?
Yes?
Trustee Makala?
Yes.
Trustee Paoli?
Yes.
Trustee Mattson?
Yes.
And Trustee Babcock?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, and finally, 11.6, the out-of-state conference attendance request.
Okay, so as I was telling you earlier, that our Alt Ed has been gaining some notoriety out of the conference that they went to, was that just last week? My goodness.
Yeah.
This month has just kind of flown by. So they attended, and Gary Lewis was asked to come and attend this conference in Colorado Springs. And I see it being a very positive thing to really draw in additional support for our big picture learning project, but also bring in additional schools who want to come take a look and help him become more of a facilitator, so that we have an expert within our population. So I think the pay for this or the cost for this is being paid for out of our CSI funds, of which if we don't start using some, we might have to return them just because there's only limited things that we can spend them on, and
Right.
this fits within that. So.
And any questions?
No.
Okay, well, it's a great program, and Gary is a great advocate for it, and he'll do a great job. So may I have a motion?
I move to approve the out-of-state conference attendance request.
And a
I'll
second?
second that.
Okay, Renee, roll call, please.
Trustee Mattson?
Yes.
Trustee Paoli?
Yes.
Trustee Schneider?
Yes.
Trustee Babcock?
Yes.
And Trustee Makla?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Very exciting.
So I know we just passed the motion, so is he not planning on eating at all?
I think that's all taken care of at the conference, that they
Right.
provide all the food.
Just making sure.
He's kind of
The foodie guy.
You know.
Stomach.
And some of those estimates may be high as well, because he said there are certain things that'll be taken care of, but he wanted to put forth the
Worst
most
case.
realistic estimate possible. So,
Yeah. Well, and like you said, those funds have to be spent.
yes.
So this is a worthy thing. So moving on to information and discussion, item 12.1, CSBA recommended board policy 0415 equity. And we said that we would keep this on our agendas as we are developing our equity statement and equity policy. Do we have any discussion around it today?
I just think this gives us a good starting point from what we currently have.
Mhm.
That's what we have to work with.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that our workshop that we held was a great start, jumping off point. Got a lot done. Okay, so moving on to board reports.
I don't have much, so well, no, I guess not. So Mary and I worked with Joe Joe really did it. Mary and I just kind of showed up. But he did the agenda and all the preparation for our workshop on Saturday. So thank you all for being present, and it was a great day. And then I have been attending a lot of high school and middle school basketball. That's really all I've done.
That's fun. Yeah.
Me too. I attended the Redwood construction project walkthrough. It was the day after our last meeting. And it's going to be huge when it's all done. I mean, that's only a portion of the new construction. So anyway, they're moving right along. Everything looks good. And then yesterday, I attended virtually a MCRPD meeting regarding the ELOP program. And that was very interesting.
Okay, thank you.
I attended very briefly the football awards reception ceremony, something at Redwood. I was asked not to go, so I hid in the back corner so I wouldn't be seen. And I just wanted to let the board know, starting in January, I'll be on the high school campus a little more often. I'm actually teaching a class through the college, dual enrollment at the high school.
Oh, that's
It's
exciting.
a business class.
Oh,
So
For you.
That's great, yeah, very
Exciting.
exciting.
nervous, but very excited.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great.
We'll have to go sit in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
give us your-
Anytime.
yeah, give us your schedule.
or sign up, we can sign up. Well, not all of us, just one.
Right.
That's funny.
And Diana?
I also attended the MCRPD virtual meeting. And also, really enjoyed the equity workshop, and we didn't really get through all the agenda, but I think it will, it's going to be, the effort we put into it, it's going to be worthwhile. And then I've been attending games, but through the NFHS, so I'll log on and see games, and so that's been kind of exciting to root for families, then I don't have to travel over to St. Helena and do that, so, and I think that,
Great.
yeah.
And I did the same with Kathy, the planning, which again, Joe, thank you so very much because you're so organized and really pulled it together. And of course, the workshop, which was great. I've been involved in a family issue, and so I have not attended anything else. So we'll move on to advanced planning, suggestions for future board meetings. We have a special board meeting planning for 2023, which will have at least a couple more for equity, I would think, if not more than that. And we need to, our board governance workshop is February 11th. Does anybody have anything else?
I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but are we going to, when is board chat and when is agenda setting
you.
now that
That was my
Thank you.
question.
we are,
Thank-
and then the calendar, I'm assuming it will be done now that the meetings are set, right? The who's where.
Right, I think that was why it's not presented today, is because she needed to know.
Who was president and who was,
Mhm.
okay.
And-
So I guess then just the question is, are we keeping board chat at 3:30? Or do we discuss that at our workshop in February, and when's agenda setting?
Yeah, I think we can talk about it now, and I don't know that it's lately. I've done both this fall, and Susie's always there. I haven't had any,
We
the
didn't,
ones I've attended.
we didn't have anyone this morning,
Yeah, I hadn't.
or this afternoon.
This afternoon.
And I'm
Wasn't there.
sorry that I had to miss that.
Feels like it was morning.
What works best for everybody?
As long as it's set, I can,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
get it on my
exactly.
calendar. I just want to know when Renee gets us when I'm on agenda
Right.
setting, I need to know that I'm on chat too.
Right,
Put that in my calendar.
and it
So,
doesn't matter to me.
If it doesn't seem to make a difference, I mean, I know we did get some feedback that the staff likes it better at 3:30.
Well, then I think
Yeah.
if that worked for you, Joe?
Oh, yeah, that works well
Yeah,
on my
I mean,
schedule.
I like the 3:30, but I think that the morning is tough, because if
Mhm.
you're late, you're scrambling
Right.
around.
What time
Us
have you been doing
families.
agenda setting?
We were
Um,
doing that at 3:30 as well,
3:30
right?
as well.
So we'll just do both at 3:30.
Or was it 3?
Then
Or 3
we'll
o'clock.
remember.
I think it was 3.
3?
But you guys could talk about it, the first agenda setting, you could talk about it more. You know,
It'd be nice to make it the same. Everybody would remember which one's 3, which one's 3:30.
And the calendar of who's doing what meeting, is that done by
Okay.
Renee?
she'll give that to us.
Coming soon.
Okay, so we're going at 3:30.
So let's
And
do
they'll be
3:30
in-
For both?
That's fine.
Okay,
Sounds like it.
good.
That works for me, and then we'll make sure we know we do Three Rivers that
Yes.
same month.
Okay.
And that's at 5:30? 3 Rivers
5:30.
meetings? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can do it in person or virtually. Either
Okay.
way.
That might change.
Oh,
Well, I'm
Well, I
just
mean, it
assuming
might
at some
punch-
point they're gonna,
yeah.
it was great the day that I went, because I was out with animals and I didn't have to get anywhere clean.
Yeah.
So I just got on the computer and nobody knew I was very
I think they're going to continue the virtual
do too.
attendance
Oh, they
option.
are.
I just
Yeah.
don't think they're going to meet virtually unless they have to.
Get a date for our next equity? I know we talked about it.
January 28th.
January 28th, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we have January 28th for a special,
In
February 11th.
Right.
And I finished governance core, so I hope everyone else does too.
I'm working on it, I am.
And I'm going to have a little highlight with it.
I'm sorry, what was that about?
Governance core that we're going to talk about at the February
everybody-
I read
11th.
that thing like a year ago, I have to read it again.
That's why I'm going to do a summary. It'll recap
Mine's
the
got sticky notes
highlights.
sticking out all over the place. It's a great book.
It is a good read.
If you were a newbie, it would be really, really helpful.
It's nice to see all the things you're doing right, too, because we were doing a lot of things right in there, according to them.
And both those are 9 to noon, on the 20th and the 11th?
Yes.
Yes.
Equities can be back in your office?
I believe so, unless you
Yeah,
want to.
no, that's fine. Just making sure.
That worked out well.
Yeah,
I felt
that
like.
was nice.
And the board governance is going to be in the high school
Yeah, the high school conference room,
conference room.
yes.
Okay. But we can talk about it later. Okay, so on to 13.3, housekeeping, reminders and announcements. We have, let's not forget, Saturday, the 17th, the CTE Art Showcase and Sale at Town Hall. Last year, Amy had amazing cookies, so good. And they had lots of, Jason Godek had lots of art cards and so forth, and I'm not sure if the high school art class is doing this as well, which would be great, and I did hear that, that Ag is doing, they're bringing, right? Okay, so we're gonna have, are they gonna do the horseshoe
There's welding projects.
welding projects? Well worth coming for. I've got some on my deck right now.
Mm-hmm.
December 20th, the Three Rivers Charter School, so we're gonna do that again as rotation.
That got moved.
Actually, that
Oh, that
happened
got moved.
this week, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yes,
Oh.
that's right. I was there packing candy that day, so I should know that. Okay, so December 19th through January 2nd, no school for winter break. January 10th, the Dana Gray Parents Club meeting.
Oh, yes.
That'll be Jerry.
Back to it, Jerry. Okay. And January 16th, no school for Martin Luther King Day. I think that's it.
12th is our next meeting.
And January 12th is the next meeting. Okay. With nothing further, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved to adjourn.
And a second?
And I will second.